Greetings, loyal subscribers and honoured guests. Welcome back to episode 4 of Random Retro Reveries. I'm putting this up this week instead of the usual retrograde episode because I thought, as it's E3 week, not many people would pay attention to a retrograde episode if I made one. So I'm going to hold that back till a fortnight's time. Cover Tape Chaos will go up as normal next week, and so I'm just going to play another bunch of retro games today. Hopefully we'll get to an hour's worth of footage. I have switched over to my more trustworthy USB stick, because the last couple of times the end of my video has been cut off, so there's been a game or two missing each time, although you haven't missed out on much, to be honest. So let's see what game we get first. So we've got Neo Geo, Riding Hero. I'm going to have a little go on that. It's probably a bit like Hang On. Not a game I've ever played before. So, GP mode, story mode. Let's just have a little go at GP mode. Yep. Not exactly sure which button is which at the moment. We'll have to figure that out. So I've also adjusted the sound compared to last time, because I didn't quite turn the sound effects down quite enough, so it was hard to hear what I was saying. So sorry about that in the last video. I shall remember to turn the sound effects down as low as they'll go, so that it doesn't drown out all my voice. Yeah, this doesn't seem like an amazing example of the bike racing genre. It's okay. Can I switch gears? Oh, we've had an accident. It says up there we're going 329 kilometers per hour, but it doesn't feel like it really. Oh. Are we going to make the checkpoint? It's going to be very tight. Final lap, we made it. Whoops. I think we might be lucky to make it all the way to the end though, based on my current performance. Oh, no, sorry, my microphone fell off and I ended up hitting the scenery. So I'd imagine we're not going to make it now. Oh, and we've had another accident. Come on, hurry up. Yes, it's no, not great. I've played better games in this same style, to be fair. Super Hang-On being a good example. 5, 3, 2... Are we going to make it? We're not going to make it. Yeah, I don't think we need to see much more of that, to be honest. So let's, well, onto the NES. Over Horizon, a side-scrolling shooter. That could be fun. Not one I've heard of before. Hot B. Stage 1. Let's hope I'm not as shite as I normally am. So we can fire forwards or backwards. Right from the off, which is cool. Backwards. Oh, and we've got a option style thing. This doesn't seem too bad so far. We're going to miss that power up, I think. Make sure to kill the nasty plants. Another plant down there. Oh, that's changed my fire, so I'm more explosive shot. Oh, I thought I was a gunner for a second. Now I've got 2 of them. Excellent. Yeah, I'm enjoying this so far. Not too challenging. Yet. I have heard of the name Hot B before, but I couldn't name anything else they've made. There might have been a similar shooter on the Game Boy, maybe? I'll have to look them up later. More lasers. I have been playing a lot of games on the Amiga recently, because I bought Amiga the Visual Compendium, which is an awesome book. And that's been giving me loads of ideas for what to play. And there's a game on there called Menace, which is another horizontal shooter with quite nice graphics. It's from the early days of the Amiga, so it's nothing too amazing visually or audibly, but it's cool. It's a R-Type inspired biomechanical type shooter. And I might well do an episode of Retrograde on it one day. I definitely want to start doing more Amiga stuff. I'm not sure whether I would just focus on the Amiga version, which is the main version of the game, or whether I'd look at other versions. Because there was one on the Commodore 64, and there was one on the Atari ST, and one for the PC. I've tried looking at them all. The Commodore 64 version is fine. I couldn't get the ST version to work, although now I suspect I know what I was doing wrong. So I might give that another go. And the PC version, it was running too fast in DOSBox. So if I can work out how to tweak DOSBox and get the controls working, I might check it out. Although, yeah, like I say, I might just stick to the Amiga version. So, we've made it past stage 1 already. That's quite cool. Without dying, I don't think. So, yeah, surprisingly competent so far. Like I say though, this hasn't been too challenging just yet. We've got these homing... Oh, I've lost them now. Should really have stuck with those homing shots, I think. Got to destroy this button to open the door. Shall I get through that first? Yeah. Don't forget we can shoot backwards. I noticed I got an achievement for clearing level 1, which is pretty cool. Because I don't know if this is a very well known game. Maybe it is to people more familiar with the NES than I am. But I'm surprised there is a retro achievement for this. Pleasant surprise there. Oh! Somehow I still haven't lost any lives. So I'll keep going until I lose a credit at the very least. But yeah, this might be one I come back to in the future. I wasn't expecting this to be any good, to be honest. But yeah, there are loads of NES games that I don't really know a lot about because I never had my own one. Oh, I went from the Commodore 64 to the SNES, so I kind of skipped the NES. I did finally lose a life there, as you noticed, probably. So I've lost all my power-ups now. Oh, life number 2 is gone. See how far we can get. Hopefully it'll start giving us those power-ups back again soon. Anybody? Can I have a power-up, please? Oh, no, I can just have a load of enemies. There's a power-up. Gimme. Right, so we've got our option back. Shit. Oh. Taken out. I don't know how many lives we've got in total. I suspect I'm going to be out of lives soon. But let's try and get past this guy. Patterns aren't too bad so far. Oh. Mustn't get too cocky though. Come on. Yeah, I invested in a mouse. I'm not sure if I said last time, but you might not have heard me anyway because the sound. But yeah, I bought a mouse, and that's made playing Amiga games and DOS games and Scum VM 100 times more easy. So yeah, I'm gonna probably start playing more mouse-driven games now as a result. Stuff like Cannon Fodder and point-and-click adventures. I have I had a little bit of space left on this SD card that I've got this image running on, so I have installed Scum VM and a handful of my favourite point-and-click games. So I'm going to start playing through some of them fairly soon. It'll be a while before you see anything coming from that, but long term I hope to do a series that a more longer series of what's the point, the point and click adventure show, because I've done one episode of that and quite a while ago, and then it never went any further. But I'm going to do some more episodes. So far, a friend of mine, Calvin, has requested that I look at Loom, which I will do. But I think I'm going to start with something a bit more familiar to me, just to get warmed up, and that will probably be Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. a game that I've completed multiple times. There are 3 different ways to finish it: fists, wits, and I forget the third way through. But I have done them all. The path diverges a little bit around the middle of the game and then comes together again at the end. So yeah, Indiana Jones. I'm going to play first. I've got it all working. And after Indy, then I'll look into playing Lou. Probably on the practice setting, because the spell weaving is a complete mystery to me. So, oh, is that an extra life? I think it might be. So, I just thought I'd do play a little bit more of this because I'm having fun. I often find a shooter like this that I'm actually any good at, but I'm not complete rubbish so far, which is nice. So yeah, let's keep going, try and get to level 3 if we can. So anyway, yeah, E3 week. This is normally the most sort of exciting time of the year for me personally, as a gamer, because it's like Gamer Christmas. Many people have said that. Oh shit. You find out loads of games that you can look forward to over the next year, potential new hardware. This is going to be a hardware year. I think we're going to hear about the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Scarlet, which is going to have 2 versions by the sound of it, and potentially a new version of the Switch as well, although that's just a rumour. So yeah, but I'm not quite as excited as I have been in some years, because gradually over time the companies like Nintendo and Xbox, Microsoft and Sony, their PlayStation, have all started doing their own sort of regular update videos throughout the year, and they've kind of taken the excitement out of the press conference, which was traditionally the only time you get to hear about loads about the games and the that are coming out. But now, pretty much all year round, you get to watch and hear things. So yeah, don't get me wrong, I am still interested and excited, but not as much as I have been in previous years. I'm definitely interested in finding out what the high-end Xbox is going to be like. To a lesser extent the PS5, because I greatly prefer the Xbox these days to the PlayStation, although I'll definitely end up owning both eventually. But the Xbox, I think it's Anaconda, is the high-end one, is going to be what I'll probably invest in first, and then yeah. So yeah, and this year hasn't been a very exciting year in terms of games that I've eagerly anticipated. I have bought quite a few games, but they've been sort of spur of the moment purchases, nothing that I've been sort of anticipating for months and months. I am still looking forward to Shenmue 3, which I backed years ago, but it's been delayed again till September, I think. That'll come out when it comes out. I'm not too worried about it being a con or anything like that, because Yu Suzuki is too much of a big deal for it to collapse completely. But yeah, it'll take however long it takes for them to finish that. I'm not going to not going to look at Pac-Man. What should we do? No, 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 no. None of these sound particularly exciting. We've done Super Mario World before. Mario and Luigi is something I'd like to dedicate more time on. I don't want to... Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis. I think that's just a port of the first Sonic, and not a very good one from what I remember. Let's do Sonic Advance instead. I don't know where Sonic Advance 2 and 3 are. It looks like I've only got a small selection of Game Boy Advance games on here, but Sonic Advance 1 is decent. So let's play through a level or two of here on here. At a time when the 3D Sonic games were starting to get a bit ropey, the 2D ones on the GBA and the DS were a bit of a godsend because they were much more true to their roots. Sonic and Co obviously look quite different compared to the Mega Drive, but gameplay wise it's much more appealing. appealing, like compared to games like Sonic Heroes and the dreadful ones that started coming out on the Xbox 360. Still got the loops and everything. Oh, going faster than the level. I did enjoy Sonic Rush and Rush Adventure and Sonic Colors on the DS especially, but these GBA games were okay too. Oh, got the speedy boots. Oh, there we go. Ah! Got an extra life for getting 200 rings. 100 rings, sorry. So while I'm here, I'll let you in on what the next few episodes of Retrograde are likely to be about if I stick to my current plan. I have been working on the New Zealand story, which I'm still working on. I still have to play a few more versions because there's quite a few different ports of that game. So that might be the next one, or it might be the one after. The other one that I've just sort of had the idea for is 5 platformers for old computers that are console quality. So they're 5 games, 3 on the Amiga and 2 on the Commodore 64, which I think are just as good as anything on the SNES, NES, any of the consoles from the time. So it'll include games like Super Frog, Mayhem in Monsterland, and some others that are newer to me. So that'll be another episode coming soon. And then after that, like I've already said, I'd like to make some more Amiga stuff, But the thing I like about doing retrograde is I can kind of make up my mind what I'm going to do there and then. Sometimes when I force myself into a particular format, like I did with the A to Z of Amiga, it sucks all the fun out of doing it. So I think I have actually abandoned A to Z of Amiga now. It's been ages since I did Letter C, so I can just talk about Amiga games as part of retrograde anyway, so I think that's what I'm going to do. Apologies to anyone who did enjoy the 3 episodes of A to Z of Amiga that I managed to make, but I'll try and make the retrograde episodes pretty similar. I might also break out of the format where I look at a load of different ports and just stick to one version sometimes. There have been a few episodes where I've looked at different ports and missed some out because I don't know what I'm talking about, or it's not very easy to play those versions over here. So for example, with the New Zealand story, there are versions for the Sharp X68000 in Japan, and I really don't know much about getting that working through emulators. I think there is an emulator for it, but it probably involves quite a bit of setup, and I'd probably have to do it on my PC rather than on RetroPie. I'm not sure, so I will try and look into that and get it working, but I might not have the be able to look at the 68,000 version of New Zealand story, but there's plenty of other versions of that game anyway, so it's not as if we're lacking conversions. But I would like to have more access to games on the FM Towns and the X68000 that we never got over here. Let's try and was that only one act in that Green Hill type place? Let's play a little bit more of this and then move on, shall we? Another thing I was quite excited about was that my mouse will let me play Transport Tycoon on the DOS box emulator, which a game I loved, although I've completely forgotten how to play it. So if I am going to get back into playing Transport Tycoon, I shall need to watch a video or something to remember the controls. It's funny how enthralling a game about setting up transport networks is, though. I used to enjoy watching my little trains and lorries going about delivering the goods. And then eventually Chris Sawyer would go on and make Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 and 2, which I also really enjoyed. With the same graphical style. Let's just try and get through it to the next boss, and then we'll play something else. Games wise, I'm not really sure what we can expect from E3 this year. It still might be too early to see any Metroid Prime 4. In fact, I think Nintendo might have already said that they're not going to show any. I'd like to see an announcement from Mario Kart 8. Sorry, 9. Mario Kart 9. Because good as 8 is, it's not a real new Mario Kart on the Switch. It's a port of the Wii U version, which I already had. So a proper new Mario Kart is long overdue, if you ask me. Don't know how many people agree with me on that, but I think it's one of those series that you either love or you hate, and I definitely fall into the love category, but I know there's loads of people who really don't give a toss about kart races. And we have had Team Sonic Racing, and we're about to get the HD remake of Crash Team Racing, so it's not as if we're starved of kart racing at the moment. Although none of them are ever quite in the same league as Mario Kart, if you ask me. I was actually a little bit disappointed in Team Sonic Racing because a lot of the courses are actually recycled from Sonic Transformed, which came out in 2012. It's budget price at about 30 quid, but I still think that's a bit lazy of them to not make many new tracks for it. There are a few new tracks, and what there are quite good, but the majority are old tracks. Right, here's good old Dr. Rob again. Let's see if I can smash him in. Oh, not doing terribly well. Give me that ring. It's gonna land on me. Oh, we got him. Okay. Didn't manage to hold on to my rings, but other than that, we smashed him. Okay. I'm gonna end Sonic there. See what we get next. Oh, it really wants to play the Spectrum, doesn't it? Let's have a little look at the Game Gear then. Batman Returns. Shall I play Batman Returns? Alright then. Let's go and find Batman Returns again. There it is. I played the SNES version of Batman Returns a little bit, but I never played this version. I think it's a different game, really. Is that Selena Kyle? I don't remember. This looks a bit like the Game Boy version of Batman by Sunsoft, except coloured in, of course. Oh, there she goes. Kabloink. Batman is under suspicion. Is he really? He's the culprit. Ooh. Route 1 or Route 2? Go with Route 1. This isn't the scrolling brawler that I was expecting. It's more of a platformer. Oh. Don't know if I can use my grapple yet. Ah. Lots of penguins goons everywhere. Oh! Got to beat up a truck, might do. And there's another bat. I'm guessing those bats are checkpoints. Oh, how do I get Geezer up there? Oh, and then there's a rather pathetic snow effect. I suppose it's not too bad for a... Oh! I used my grapple. Oh. Boss time. Ow. Whoa. Sheep. Don't know why I said sheep then. I'm dead. Let's give him another try. Ouch. Ouch. Yeah, so I'll be uploading this video in my regular Tuesday slot. And then I'll get back to my normal schedule the week after. Yay! Stage 1 clear. Let's go for Route 2 this time. I wonder if there'll be a digital Christopher Walken. Let's find out. Oh, I need to... Cool, okay. Not got much life left. We need a bat, bat checkpoint, don't we? Can I go down? Yes, I can. And promptly get bombed. Right, I think I've had enough of this actually. Next up, Amiga. We could do Amiga. Red Storm Rising. I've got no idea what that is. Sounds like it might be a tactical game. Hollywood Hustler, Terminator 2. See if I can find something I'm familiar with. Let's let's have a little go on Rodland. I've reviewed the Commodore 64 version of Rodland before on one of my episodes of the Commodore 64 review show that I did. But I haven't looked at the Amiga version. Just leave the cheats off for now. So Rodland is an extremely cutesy single screen platformer, which is similar to something like Bubble Bobble or Snow Brothers, something like that. You are these little pixie fairy girls who have a magic wand, or rod as you would imagine, and basically the idea is to smash all the monsters to death with your rod. If you collect all the items in the level, like flowers in this one, then you'll get a bonus. So you want to do that before you kill all the enemies, and then they change like that, and then you get letters that spell the word extra, and you get a mega bonus if you spell the entire word, like so. It's not the most challenging game in the world, really, compared to others of its genre anyway. It's fairly short as well, but it's based on a coin-op, and this is a very good version of it, really. Lovely graphics. Yeah, it's pretty much a charming game all round. So all I need is the E now, which I should get from this guy. Oh no, the time ran out. Yeah, you're trying to rescue your mom. And it's got a 2-player mode, of course. So it's great co-op fun, really, for all the family. I'd like to try and get the remaining letters. Don't know if I'll manage it this time. Cute shark. Oh, that shark got me. Wah. So you don't have to kill the enemy with the rod straight away, you can just sort of stun them and escape, like I've done there. Now I need to wait till that's E, and we've done it. Extra wobbly. Can't remember what happens. Oh, a hot fairy gives you an extra life. Nice one. So I've got to go back and smash the shit out of that. Oh no, I'm on the next level. I thought I still had to beat the crap out of a shark, but no. Oh. Ah. Haven't done such a good job on that stage. Oh, so you have to ride on the balloons on this one to get to the top. Ah. So let's plop down and get the rest of these. So we've got our E now. What's this guy going to give us? A, that'll do. X and T needed. That's rules. No. Oof. Accidentally killed everything. So no bonus on that stage. Oh, fell off the balloon. Yeah, so if you can see, the graphics are extremely cutesy and well drawn. It's just a decent arcade experience, really, all round. Well suited to the Amiga and to the Commodore 64, for that matter. That version's very good as well. Oh, can't get that. Oh, I forgot you could drop ladders. That's very useful. Can I do them down as well? I can. Uh-oh. Give me the flowers. Oh. No. They turned into angry clouds and got me. Oh, that was the end of the level, was it? I suppose. Another thing I'd like to do, but we're talking months away now, really, is I'd like to start looking at some Dreamcast games. So, the plan is, once Cover Tape Chaos Commodore Format Edition has finished, which it'll be a while yet, because we're on episode 56 next out of 64, then I shall turn my attention to the Dreamcast for a bit, and the Graphic Adventures. So that'll be sometime around October, most likely. I'll get to that, but it will happen. Why can't I kill that guy? Game over. Oh dear. I was hoping to get to the boss. But, no, anyway, let's move on. In the interest of variety, let's, come out of that. And, go back to the format picker. NES again. RC Pro-Am. Yeah, okay. Classic isometric racing game from Rare. If you played Rock and Roll Racing, this is kind of similar but without the rock and roll. Can't promise I'll be very good at it because I haven't really played it a lot. I think it's on Rare Replay, so I really should play it on there. Get myself some Chivos on the old Xbox One. It's another series that I abandoned. Rare Replay. It was a bit of a shame. I suppose I could still come back to it, but not likely, is it? Oh dear. Only third. Track conditions very wet. Oh. I'm guessing I missed all the turbo things. What's he flashing for? That means he's nearly dead or something. Seem to be earning quite a few achievements playing this. It's going to be game over unless I improve. I don't think I'm gonna... Oh, I got past him. I'll shoot him. Managed to stay in there just a little bit more. Turbo acceleration. I forgot this game had weapons, to be honest. Oh, I think I hit somebody's mine. So like I said, I've just read Amiga, A Visual Compendium, and before that I read Commodore 64, A Visual Compendium, also really good, and now I've just got NES, The Visual Compendium, so I'm working my way through the entire series. There's also SNES, The Visual Compendium, and coming out very soon is Master System Visual Compendium. There's also ZX Spectrum, and I'm not sure whether I'm going to buy that one. I might. I've no nostalgia for the Spectrum, but I might buy it anyway, and to learn more about the system and what I should be playing on it. I would really like to get into the Spectrum and the Amstrad more than I am at the moment, which is to say not at all, really. Okay, let's move on from RC Pro-Am. Back on the Neo Geo, huh? Aero Fighters 2. Yeah, that's not a bad game. I'll give it a credit or two. Let me just check how we're doing for time. I don't think we've got tons left. About 15 minutes, so yeah, we've probably got time for a couple of credits on here, and then something else afterwards maybe. Is the one with the dolphin? Yes, it is. So I'm going to be Spanky the dolphin. I think Aero Fighters 3 is slightly better than this one, but this is good too. Some nice graphics. Not sure how far I'm going to get on just a couple of credits, but we'll see. Hey. Oh! Come on, I need those. There's the Tokyo Tower. Oh, Kyoto Tower. Kyoto. What I like about this game is you can shoot down a lot of the enemy projectiles, so you don't feel overwhelmed by the enemy bullets quite as much as some of these games. Feels a lot fairer than the bullet hell shooters that came along later. Don't underestimate the power of Dolphin. Yes, definitely. I can agree with that sentiment, 100%. So let's continue to kill stuff. No, don't kill me. I'm recording this on Sunday, so the E3 press conferences haven't started yet. Tonight is the first one, Microsoft, at about 9 PM my time. There's another couple, I think, during the middle of the night, but I won't be able to watch them live, of course. I shall continue to watch them during lunch at work tomorrow, and then when I get home. And there continues to be stuff to watch most of the week, I think. Including Giant Bombs live at night stuff, although I probably won't watch all of that. There's a good deal of that usually. I just can't find the time to fit all of it in. I don't know if anyone else is like this, but I'll stick another credit in. If I get excited about E3 before it happens, and then the moment E3 is over, I don't care anymore about the news. I get bored about hearing about E3 as soon as it's all finished. So a bit strange, I don't know. I'd rather things got back to normal, but people are normally still talking about stuff that happened at E3 for a week or two afterwards, before YouTube schedules and stuff get back to their normal selves. Let's do one more stage. and then I'll move on to the final game for today. But yeah, this is a solid... Oh, my cat just said something. Yeah, this is a really solid scrolling vertical shooter on the Neo Geo. I think it might be available on the Switch and the other consoles as part of Arcade Archives. I'm not too sure about that. I think it is though. So if you want to play something like this, then give it a look. After this, I'm going to relax with some newer games, I think. I recently picked up Warhammer Chaos Bane, which is a Diablo-style Warhammer game. And it's pretty good. Don't think it's in the same league as Diablo 3, because it's not quite as polished or fully featured as Diablo 3 is, but it's not a bad game by any means. I'll definitely play through the main story mode. I'm not sure how much more I'll play after that though. Yeah, so that's Aero Fighters 2 / Sonic Wings 2. So let's just have a look at one more. It's brought us to Commodore 64. Castle of Dr. Creep. Let's... Swiv. Okay, that's another shooter. I don't know how long it'll take to load on the Commodore 64. Or whether it'll load at all. Let's just give it a quick try. If I can't get this to work, then we'll do something else. Swiv is another horizontal shooter. I think it's the pseudo sequel to Silkworm, although it's not an official sequel. It's just another game that Sales Curve made for the computers. Yeah, and it did actually get ported over to the it did get ported over to the sorry. I can't get the machine settings, that's what I want, isn't it? Joyport settings. Joystick settings. Swap joystick ports. I'm going to try that. No, I can't get it to work. Oh well. In that case, what I was in the middle of saying was it was converted to the SNES as Firepower 2000. So let's hop over to the SNES. And go to Firepower. Hopefully it's here. It isn't. Great. That's not helpful, is it? I doubt it will be under Swiv, because that's not what it was called. But I can have a little look. It might be called Super Swiv. There it is. Okay. Yeah, so it was called Firepower 2000 in America and Super Swiv in Europe. So yeah, let's just have a little look at this, and then that'll be it for today. Come on, hurry up. I'm hoping I'm the helicopter. Am I the helicopter? No, I'm not. It's a lot harder to play as the Jeep because you get stuck on ground obstacles. But anyway, yeah, this is quite, well, it's a very good version of Swiv. The Amiga version is also pretty good, but this one is, if anything, even better, because it's very smooth, graphics are nice. Yeah, it might be the ultimate version of this game. The Commodore 64 version, as you would expect, looks considerably worse, but it's still got the gameplay where it matters, and the levels are still fairly similar. It's worth playing on the 64, I think. But yeah, I'm not sure how much a copy of the SNES version would set you back, but if you see it for cheap, then it's worth adding to your collection because it's a solid blaster. Oh, can I jump over that? Yes, I can. This can either be a shield like this, or if you keep shooting that bubble, it will explode and turn into a super bomb. Ah. This thing's a nuisance. And that's it, game over. Let me see if I can play as the heli for a bit. Is there a way to play as the heli? No, let me reset this. Ah, it's called Firepower 2000 on the title screen. It didn't give me any options or anything. Try that one more time. Quite infuriating. Oh. Right, now please let me choose. happened there? Come on. Yes, that's it. Is it going to let me be the heli? Please. Please let me be the helicopter. It is. For some reason we got a Jeep as well. Don't know how I accidentally turned on multiplayer. But anyway, we'll just leave him there. So yeah, this will be my final game for today. Another quite mixed assortment of stuff. Haven't thought of a title for this episode. So far the episode titles have been pretty easy to come up with, but I'm a bit stuck for one this time. Don't know. Oops. Yeah, so the heli is much more of the beginner's vehicle, to be honest, but you lose the advantage of being able to shoot in every direction. So, really, if you have someone to play with who can, so you have both vehicles, that's the best way to go, really. I managed to kill the boss before it had time to form, which is also something you could do in Silkworm. It's called the Goose Copter, and if you manage to shoot it in the head and destroy it before it could fully assemble, you got a load of bonus stuff. But anyway, that's the end of another episode of Retrograde. I hope you've had a moderate amount of entertainment watching me, but I shall say farewell for now. No doubt there'll be another episode one day, so I'll see you then, and in the meantime, take care.